Welcome to Creative Living. I'm Jane Monzures. Today we're talking all about brunch, that meal that combines breakfast and lunch that so many people live for, including me. We're going to find out why it's so popular and how it all began. But before we get started, let's take a look at what's coming up on the show. We get expert advice on making the perfect cup of coffee, plus a taste of a Southwestern brunch, and growing food vertically, the latest in gardening. That and so much more on this episode of Creative Living. Brunch is a weekend staple all across America, and for many people, having a delicious cup of coffee to go along with that meal is so important. So joining me today from Pressed Coffee is Andrew Robertson. Andrew, I'm so happy you're here to talk about one of my favorite beverages, and that is coffee. So first, tell us, what is Pressed Coffee?
So Pressed Coffee is local to Phoenix, specialty coffee roaster, been in business for 11 years, and we are after being on the cutting edge of making the best cup of coffee in the world.
What makes a really good cup of coffee? Because there's so many different types of beans out there. You're cooking at different temperatures, and maybe the technique that you're using. It could be the love that's put into it. So what makes a good cup?
That's right. So we have to acknowledge coffee is very subjective. You know, my grandfather would say that his favorite coffee is one, and I would say don't do it. You know, try something different. So everybody plays a little bit differently in that game, but we find the best cup of coffee is one that provides an experience. It might be that you prefer strawberries and blueberries in your coffee, and other folks like chocolate and nougat and caramel, those flavors. And so we want to be able to offer the full spectrum in our portfolio of coffees to say, if you're into full natural Ethiopians and you want a fruit bomb coffee, people that drink Cabernets like Big Napa Cabs typically want those full natural coffees.
Yeah.
There's a big parallel between coffee and wine, and that's kind of what we're tiptoeing the line into.
We know that culinary arts is a thing these days, and it hasn't left coffee in the dust. There's a thing called latte art. What is that?
So latte art is a really cool way to communicate to our customers a little something extra that we're glad they came to see us, and it's a customizable thing. So every customer that comes into Press will get latte art done in their cup. You should never see anybody do it with toothpicks or printers. They make this printer now for it.
Right.
It's all in the hands, technique, angle. Properly steamed milk for a latte should have a marshmallowy texture with microfoam. And whenever you can kind of angle your cup, make your pour properly, you can make some really crazy designs.
I love coming to your store to have a good cup of coffee, but sometimes I really want to make coffee at home. So what is the secret to making the perfect cup of coffee at home?
Yeah, so it really comes down to having perfect water, perfect coffee, and perfect brewing setup, which can be super simple. For the water, keep it simple, 125 parts per million total dissolved solids. The best way to do that is with distilled water and these third wave mineral packets. Add it to a gallon, you're good to go.
Okay.
On the coffee side, find a local specialty roaster. There's tons, every city has one. Find something that was roasted between 4 and 30 days previously. Anything before 4 days can be really gassy. It needs to off gas and let go of that CO2. After 30 days, you start to lose a little bit of quality. And then lastly, on the equipment, get a cheap scale, get a great grinder. This is a Baratza Encore. It's really nice for consistency, and you need a kettle. Other than that, a couple of pour-over setups, and you're good to go.
How much do I put in?
So you want to weigh it out. Get a cheap scale if you can. I'm using 32 grams of our Java Jam Pit right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to add that to a pre-wet filter. It's just been washed with a little bit of water. And then on the ratio for the water side, we want to do 19 to 1. So for every 1 gram of coffee, 19 grams of water.
Okay.
Our final ratio for this guy is going to be 32 grams of coffee to 575 grams of water. And we just started with a quick pulse of 75 grams to get it nice and bloomed, we call it. Let go a lot of the CO2. Give it 30 seconds, and then we're going to add 100-gram pulses of water until we hit 575.
So there's math involved in this.
There's a little math. You're going to need a timer, and if you haven't had your cup of coffee yet, it does get challenging in the morning.
Yeah, because you really want to have that cup of coffee. For people like me who want to even keep it more simple, and I like to do drip coffee, is it possible to get a good cup of coffee using a drip maker?
It is. So Technivore Mocha Masters, who I love, this is top of the line for home use. It's not going to break the bank, but it will last you for 30 years. These are made in the Netherlands. Water temperature's perfect, 195 to 205 start to finish. Shower head percolator sprays all the grinds so you get full saturation. It will make a perfect cup of coffee every time.
So you say invest in the maker, whatever technique you're using, and invest in some good beans.
That's right. These are going to be super important. Find what you love. specialty coffee is kind of where craft beer was in the 80s. So everybody's going to the store and trying 6 different, beers a week or whatever. So with coffee, we like to do the same thing. Don't just have one coffee that you love. Try them all. There's so many specialty roasters doing so many great things around the country.
Right, all different flavors. Andrew, great information. I'm going to let you finish up the coffee. And if you want more information about pressed coffee, just head to their website. Huevos Rancheros is a popular dish for a southwestern brunch. So we head to El Churro in Phoenix to find out how they serve up their version.
Hello, I'm Chef Christophe. I'm the executive chef at El Churro Lodge in Paradise Valley. El Churro has been rated one of the top brunch restaurants in the country. The restaurant is open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we suggest you make reservation.
Hi, I'm Chef Nathan here at El Churro Lodge in Paradise Valley. Today I'm going to show you how to build our huevos rancheros that we make here in-house. Start off with a nice crispy corn tortilla. We're going to be using a local pork chorizo. You start off by putting this right on the, make a little base here, a little foundation with the chorizo and a crispy tostada. And we're going to go ahead and layer it with another tostada. Put our house-made black beans here. Go ahead and layer that right on top of the second tostada. And put the last layer on, another tostada. Topped off with an egg any way you want. Today we're doing a little sunny side eggs. Go ahead and lay that right on top. Finish it off. We have our house ranchero sauce here made with roasted tomatoes and chilies. Hit it with a little bit of a Mexican cheese, cotija, fresh pico de gallo, then a little sprinkling of chive. Finish the plate with a little bit of our roasted Yukon potatoes. To add a little bit of freshness and lightness to the plate, we make a little house of salad with arugula and our white balsamic dressing. Put it right on the plate like so. And there you have it. El Churro's Huevos Rancheros. And now Chef Christophe will demonstrate our best of both worlds eggs Benedict.
Okay, we're going to start with our English muffin, toasted English muffin. On top of it, on one side, we're going to put our crab cake. On the other side, our seared filet mignon. On top of it, we're going to put our poached eggs. Now we're putting actually 2 sauces on there. We're putting our tarragon sauce and we're putting a choron sauce, which a choron sauce is a tarragon sauce with tomato in it. Our garnish, we always serve it with our salad. We put our potatoes and we garnish with a green tomatillo. And this is our plate. We're located at 5550 East Lincoln in Paradise Valley. We'd love to see you out here for brunch.
Brunch, which is a combination of the words breakfast and lunch, was first used in 1895 in a British publication called Hunter's Weekly. Now, the author made a point to say that post-church meals shouldn't be heavy and long, but rather on the lighter side and late in the morning. And thus, brunch was born. We show you the latest in gardening that saves water and soil. And dealing with stress and anxiety can be challenging. We show you a place offering a lifeline.
For more exclusive videos highlighting your community, visit yourview.com.
A pharmacist in Arizona thought there could be a better way to grow nutritious food while helping the environment. And so True Garden was started.
One of the biggest problems I see is water is an issue around the world. 73% of the world is desert. That's crazy. So if we keep doing conventional farming, there's no way we'll be able to feed everybody in the world. I'm a registered pharmacist as well as a pharmacist. I love farming as well, I love food. When I look at it as a pharmacist, as I've done my consults on my patients, I realize that it goes back to nutrition. We have this foundation and it has all these cracks in it because we're not eating this diet that has any type of nutritional value when it comes to some of the produce that we're getting. Land is over farmed, so it's missing a lot of the minerals and nutrients. So what is aeroponic farming? It's actually growing food vertically, which we use 90% less water, 90% less land as well. We can grow 10 times more vertically. As these plants are growing, the roots just hang vertically here, and you get your roots that just hang in the air, so we get faster growth. So I can grow typically a head of lettuce, kale within 21 to 26 days. Because it's being exposed, the roots are being exposed to oxygen all the time. We use up to 98% less water because we're recirculating that water and not losing it, like traditional farming does. So in our nutrient solution, we have an A and B nutrient solution that's earth minerals and sea minerals, mined here in the US, that we put into that water solution, so that way we can give the plants good, great nutrition. So we have 70 plus essential minerals and nutrients in that water solution, so that way we can get a product that actually has some nutritional value, unlike a lot of the produce that's coming to us in our grocery store that is missing 50% by the time it hits your plate. It's incredible. The USDA has done studies on that showing you've lost a lot of the nutritional value because it's been harvested so long ago. So here at True Garden, we're able to grow food, and we're growing food not only for restaurants, farmers markets, but we also support schools and food banks. So this isn't just a staged setting here, we're actually a commercial working farm. So we're selling farms all over the world now. When you think about growing 10 times more in the same amount of space with 90 to 90% less water, it's a very disruptive technology. So when I first saw this 8 years ago, I was like, oh, how's that ever going to replace traditional farming? Well, I don't know if it's ever going to replace. It's going to be an addition to what we're doing, especially if we grow it in our own home. So it's intriguing to see how 8 years ago I took an idea, a concept, incorporated it, and then built a greenhouse. I'm really excited about offering people a healthier way to grow their own food, and that's what excites me about this.
Life can be stressful with work, family, and everything in between. The counselors at Lifeline PCS understand and can help.
So Lifeline Professional Counseling, it's a team of qualified professionals led by Dr. Roxanne Delpost. Our commitment is to provide sound evidence-based counseling services, aiding our clients' challenges. We want to make sure that we're providing the services needed to your needs. So we just invite all the community to look us up online and find us on our website at lifelinepcs.com.
So the individual sessions are just the client and their therapist working to meet the client's needs. It is fulfilling for all of us to see the clients succeed. We have a very team-oriented environment, and so we work together as counselors with other providers as well to make sure that the client has their needs met in terms of medication services, other resources, and provide that continuity of care between all of the services.
So I started with Lifeline about 3 years ago, interning with them. And so ever since then, I found this to be my passion many years ago, and I'm really committed to our community and to our client treatment.
I decided to follow Lifeline's mission because it's something that's near and dear to me. I originally was a school counselor, and I saw how the platform could be expanded and we could help more people at a different level, and Lifeline afforded me that opportunity. If you're identifying that most of your days, your mood state is kind of a downward one, you're just not feeling right, you've noticed that your support system is not as strong as you would like it to be, or there's some type of consistent challenge that you've stated, I want to fix this, but it just hasn't happened yet, I think that those are good signs to come in and talk to a person, at least for 3 to 5 sessions. That's generally about a month. Most of us can do a month of something. So it's beneficial, and I think if you're feeling down, if your support system has deteriorated in any way, or if you're just looking to improve, it doesn't always have to be some life challenge that's come about. It could be hey, I want to get some perspective from some different people, and that can be beneficial too. Lifeline Professional Counseling has a website. We also have about 6 different facilities. There's one in Glendale, Avondale, Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale, and Chandler. Our phone number is 480-641-1165. So you can either go to Psychology Today, you can go to the internet and look up lifelinepcs.com, or you could just give us a call at 480-641-1165, and the support staff will connect you with what you need.
According to one historian, brunch became popular in America in the 1930s when all the celebrities from Hollywood would be making their way across the country and stop in my hometown of Chicago for the popular midday meal. And because of the celebrity boost, brunch became a hit. Here's what's coming up on Creative Living. A popular spot in New Orleans is putting an Italian spin on brunch. And if you're hosting a gathering, we've got the perfect table setting edition.
Like what you see here? Follow us on Instagram at Creative Living Show. Creative Living. Imagine what you can do.
Chef Andrea has prepared dishes for such notables as Queen Elizabeth and President Jimmy Carter. And now he's serving up memorable Italian dishes at his New Orleans restaurant.
Ciao, I'm Chef Andrea, the owner of Andrea's Restaurant located at 3100 19th Street, Medgar, Louisiana. I had a phone call one day, and it was my uncle, and said, we'd like to open a restaurant in New Orleans. Are you okay with it? I said, 2 kids in America. I want to put you in charge, and can we open a restaurant? So, of course, I had the opportunity to buy land and building in 1984, and we opened Andrea's Restaurant on the 21st of January, 1985. And here I am today. God bless America, all my dreams come true. Like my philosophy behind cooking is always got to be fresh food. And when we open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, but also I like a nice, beautiful Sunday brunch, champagne, of course, bubbling, but whatever the guest wants, we'll have to cook it. One of my favorite eggs, I like smoked salmon, and I took this beautiful, great, wonderful egg dish that I combined together, and poached the eggs over smoked salmon, English muffin, fresh hollandaise sauce on top. Simple, but very elegant. And of course, great glass of champagne, goes very well with it. What a great opportunity. Today I'm gonna cook for you. Come and join me because I'm gonna cook one of my favorite dishes, Eggs Andrea. Fresh eggs I like to use. And I have a little water boiling, simmer, not too over boiling. Don't over boil the water. You want just a little simmer. I'll put a touch of white vinegar in there, pinch of salt. And what I'm gonna do, I'll take 1 egg at a time, and I like to put in there to make sure that coagulation of the eggs gets nice and soft. Over here I got an English muffin, I got smoked salmon, and of course you can use any imagination of vegetable. We made a nice, beautiful hollandaise sauce, and we're gonna cover up the eggs. I put in a little bit here to make sure all the water goes out. It goes here. We're going to cover a little bit of hollandaise sauce. And I like to put a little touch of the sprinkle on top. So beautiful, a nice beautiful Eggs Andrea. Mamma mia. Poached eggs, Andrea. We open for Sunday brunch at 10:30 and it goes until 3 o'clock, and we'd love to have you.
Stick around, we've got more coming up on Creative Living. I'm uncorking a unique DIY project that's perfect for a brunch or wedding.
Explore more ways that people are leading healthier lives. Head over to yourview.com for additional videos from Your Health.
If you're hosting an upcoming brunch, I've got a creative idea on how to reuse those wine corks. Cork is an expensive commodity, but if you collect them like me, you've got an easy tool for decorative crafts. I like to add a touch of romance to any dinner party with these fancy name place holders. You'll need corks, hot glue, twine, embellishments, and name tags. Lay out the corks. I use 5 corks in each placeholder. Glue 3 side to side for the back. And then glue 2 side by side for the front. Next, glue the front and the back together, leaving a slight opening at the top for the name tag to slide into. If you're using these for a wedding or a shower, you can get an assembly line going to make the process faster. Finally, tie twine around the cork cluster. And glue on an embellishment. I'm using shells I found at the beach. And slide in a paper name tag. And there you have it. They're so easy and they'll look so perfect on your romantic table. Everyone will want to come to dinner. Thanks so much for joining us on Creative Living. You know, life can be fast-paced for so many of us, so take some time and enjoy brunch this weekend. I'm Jane Monzures, and I'll see you next time.